Hi and welcome. My name is Amber, and today I would love to share with you a sequence that's fantastic for pelvic stability, strengthening, and mobility. If you have followed any of my work, you know that I'm quite passionate about pelvic health and yoga and women's wellness in general. This sequence I'm going to share today is for men and women, but I do find that it's wonderful during pregnancy for women to help just give a little bit more balance to the pelvis. Overall, for every practitioner who practices this sequence, we have pelvic strengthening of the small muscles within the pelvis and around the hip joint and the glutes. Also, there's pelvic opening and closing. We have mobility of the hip joints as well, and just an overall balancing and stabilization of the pelvis. So come with me if you're ready. Contraindications for this: if you are having any kind of pelvic girdle pain, in particular during pregnancy as well, if you have the pubis symphysis pain when you open the legs, or any pain around the sacrum, either side of the sacrum at the SI joints, then this sequence is not really for you right now. But otherwise, if you're feeling pain-free in the pelvis and you're just looking to stabilize, balance, and bring a little mobility, then this is for you. So come and join me. Let's go onto the mat. So we're going to start in all fours with the shoulders over the wrist and the hips over the knees. And just taking one leg back at a time and stretching through the calf. Going to give a little stretch here. So if you have your left leg back, then we're going to take now the left leg over the right foot and looking over our right shoulder, give a little stretch down the side body. Find your breath. And coming back to center, drop the leg down and just changing sides. I'm going to stretch through the calf of the right leg. And then walk the foot over the left, look over your left shoulder, breathe down the left side body. And coming back to center and dropping the knee down. Okay, I'm going to do a mirror reflection for you because it will make sense a little later in the sequence. So we're going to take your right leg, We're going to inhale the leg back, flexing the foot, and exhale as we bring it around to the side and down. So inhale it back, exhale around to the side and down. And you don't have to do such big circles as this. See how it feels in your body. We are strengthening those small muscles all around the hip joint, even getting into the glutes and to the core. So we're going to do 2 more circles. And last one. And other direction. So we inhale the leg up, exhale it around, then bring it down. And again, find your diameter of the circles. Try to work with the breath. And we're halfway there. We've got 2 more. And last one. Okay, stay with the same leg. We're going to inhale it up to the side, exhale it down. Dog pea pose. And you don't have to go so high. See what feels good for you. We're getting into the glutes. We're doing a little bit of abduction. Strengthening all these muscles of the hip, mobility too, last one, and drop the leg down. Good. Take the same leg back, so your right leg. Take it back and give a little bit of rocking back and forth. Okay, and then slow down. We're going to take your bottom leg, your left leg, and we're going to turn it out to the side. And then stacking your hips. So you want to be facing towards me. We've got our hips stacked on one another. Shoulders are stacked as well, and the shoulders and hip points are in one plane. Now inhale your right arm up and over in line with your ear. Feel this nice stretch down the side body and opening of the pelvis. Maybe you look up if it's comfortable on your neck. From here, take your right arm vertical. Now lead from the fingertips and coming all the way up. Good. Take your right hand to the right leg. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, side bend. Again, shoulders and hip points in one plane. And you can even look up under your lifted arm. And inhale to come up. Exhale the arm all the way down to the side again. Inhale the right arm up and over. This time for a little strengthening of the hip joint and a little bit of abduction again. We're going to raise the extended leg. 5 lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Stay here. See if you can reach around and hold that foot. Maybe kicking into the hand. Find your breath. Good, and release. Bring the arm back overhead and drop the foot down. Raise the arm vertical and coming back up. Super. Bending your right leg, taking your hand to the leg, your left hand to your hip. Now I have my palm down to the knee so that I can help open up the hip more. Okay, you can feel it through the pelvis. Think of turning your left hip point so that we keep the hip points in one plane with the shoulder. Now raising up your left arm, palm facing forward, and look over your fingertips. Staying here, find your breath. And dropping the elbow down to the knee. Inhaling, bringing your left arm up and over. And on the next breath, we're going to come right back out. And this time, dropping your hands down to the floor right in front of you. And we're going to move the hips in a circle. Just choosing one direction. Okay, and changing the direction. Good, and then draw that right knee in, and we're just going to move the hips side to side. Okay, and now tucking the toes and sending the hips up, taking a downward facing dog, and you may like to bend the knees, even have the feet a little wider than the hips, and pressing them out away, extending through the spine, lengthening through the tailbone, widening the sitting bones apart. It's great for bringing balance to the pelvis. And dropping the knees down. We're going to take each leg out at a time. So bring the right leg out and then the left, and we're going to move from side to side. So just coming into little mini lunges or mini skandasanas, side to side, just really great for helping to release the pelvic floor and having a nice stretch down the inner thigh. Good, so the next time that you're at the right leg, now we're going to walk our hands all the way to the right, and your hands can be on the inside of that leg to give a little bit more space, and then dropping the knee down, flattening the foot, taking your right hand to your right knee, and just looking over your right shoulder. And taking your right arm, inhale it all the way up and over, bringing it down, and we're going to take the right leg back. And repeating everything now on the left side. So let's take the left foot, flex the left foot, inhale the knee back, exhale it around and bring it down. Inhale it back, exhale around. And remember, you don't have to go quite as wide with the circles. And if you are pregnant, you want to make sure you're aware that the abdominal muscles are not doming or tenting, or if you're postpartum. Okay, last one. And then take it opposite direction. Yes, hopefully by now you can feel a little strengthening around the hips and the glutes. And we've got 2 more. And last one. Good, take it out for a dog pee. So we inhale it up, exhale it down. That's it, good. Okay, we've got 2 more. And last one. Great, extend the leg all the way back, giving a little rocking, stretching through the calf. Okay, and coming to a still, we're going to let our bottom leg pivot out, and then stacking the hips on top of each other. So we have the hips stacked, the shoulders stacked, And then you can bring your left arm vertical, even looking up to your fingertips. And dropping that arm in line with the ear, stretching the whole side body. Finding your breath. Allowing the pelvis to open. And then bringing the arm vertical, and now we're going to come all the way up and taking our right hand to our hip and our left hand down to the knee. So make sure that your right hip point is right over the right knee. Okay, and no weight in the left hand. Inhale, the right arm comes up, exhale, fold. Keep the shoulders and hip points in one plane and can look up under your lifted arm, breathing down the side body. Inhale to come up. Exhale the arm all the way down to the floor. Inhale the left arm up and over in line with the ear. And for a little abduction, we're going to raise the left leg. 5 lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, if you like to reach around and hold the outer edge of your back foot, maybe kicking into your hands, feeling a nice release also through the psoas on the front of the left leg. And then inhale it back out one more time here. Good, drop the foot down, bring the arm vertical and coming all the way up. We're going to take again the hand to the hip and bending your left leg. Use the inside of your left palm, pressing it to the left knee, help to open up the knee behind you, but at the same time sending the right hip almost like it's going to the right. We're just trying to keep one plane of our hip points and our shoulders. From here, extending out the right arm, palm facing forwards, and turning to look over the fingertips. So think of energy in the arms going from the shoulder all the way out to the fingertips. Relaxing the tops of the shoulders and keep pressing that left leg open. Finding your breath. Dropping the left elbow to the left knee, inhale the right arm up and over, breathe down the side body. And inhale to come back, and then we're going to take the hands just in front, and then begin making circles with the hips, just choosing one direction. And then changing the other direction. Okay, and then we can bring the leg in and moving the hips side to side. And then taking a downward facing dog. So we're going to tuck the toes, press the mat away. Let's keep the knees bent and the heels up first, and you can widen the legs wider than the rib cage. So we can extend through the shoulders, draw the lower ribs in, lengthening through the spine, through the torso, lengthening through the tailbone, widening the sitting bones apart from one another. And now, if you like, you can try to straighten the legs, maybe resting the heels towards the floor, keeping the kneecaps lifted, the quadriceps are engaged. One more breath there, feel that sacrum releasing. This nice balance to the pelvis. And on the exhale, we're going to drop the knees down. Okay, and then taking out one foot at a time again. And begin rocking side to side. So you can even slow this down a little bit. Enjoy the stretch on each side. And of course, if you needed blocks here under your hands to give you a little more height, you could also do that. Good. Giving such a nice release to the pelvic floor, to the inner groin. Okay, so the next time we come to the left, we're going to leave our knee bent here and just walk our hands around. They can be on the inside of the left foot. Have a nice stretch, drop the knee down. And then we're going to take the left hand to the left knee and looking over the left shoulder. Taking a breath here. And then coming back. And now let's bring the left leg back and just taking a wide-legged child's pose. So toes together, knees wide, and sending your seat back towards your heels, forehead down. Having a nice extension of the spine, walking the fingertips forward, sending the sitting bones back towards the heels. Taking in a few deep breaths, breathing through the back body, feel the rib cage expanding. And then looking forward at your hands and walking your hands towards your body, drawing the knees in if that feels comfortable, and just sitting with hands to your knees with a tall spine. We're allowing the pelvis to close here. There's a subtle internal rotation of the upper thighs, a widening of the sitting bones, a release of the pelvic floor. Taking a few breaths here. And opening the eyes. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this sequence. It's wonderful to do as a practice by itself, or even to insert it into your practice. Have a feel, tell me how your pelvis feels, let me know your feedback, and I thank you for joining the practice today.